In the land of Equestria, far away from the city of Canterlot, past the boundaries of the Everfree Forest, and over the Lipizzana mountain range, lay the shining Kingdom of Marheim. Looming over the village, sparkling from the sun over the horizon, stood the royal castle. Numerous towers stuck out along the kingdom, decked with green tiles on the rooftops, matching the white bricks layering the castle walls. The castle itself contained numerous rooms, and the royal flag itself planted on the tallest tower, swaying over the gentle morning breeze. Upon the flag itself lay the symbol of Marheim, a golden mare rearing on its hind hooves along a green background, 4 white stars standing on each corner upon the flag, all of which surrounded by a golden rectangle. Below the castle itself lay a very large village. Matching the nation's colors, the exterior design of the buildings had painted the white bricks and wood along the walls and green tile roofs. Each building varied in size, some of them tall, while others smaller, and each of them lining in a single row, with one road along the middle. Among the buildings in the village, 3 households stood out, for one of Marheim's most notable is the legendary Mana Tree. Outside it appeared to be a regular tree of sorts, though it was as tall as the tallest structure in the village. But inside the tree itself, a wide open room with a few bookshelves surrounding the area. A long spiral staircase ascended to the top, leading to the tree's 2nd floor, with a series of rooms clearly made for occupants. While similar to most of the village, one particular household appeared more like a factory. Pipes stuck out along the walls, a wave of smoke blowing out among one of the pipes. Generators and contraptions of unrecognized proportions twirled around the building, with large gears spinning around the top. The 3rd house was a structure unlike any that belonged in Marheim. The occupants of the house clearly came from a more oriental society, its structure bearing a resemblance to a Chinese temple. Over the large marble wall lay the temple itself, a magnificent structure with oriental lion statues, each posed with their massive jaws hanging over, revealing their fangs. Atop the temple ceilings, and even along the walls, was the flag of the country's nation. These particular flags bearing the symbols of a massive scorpion. On a chair inside the 2nd floor bedroom of the Mana Tree sat its current occupant, a teenage boy. This particular lad was garbed in a navy blue attire with a matched dark pointed wizard's cap and light brown and black cowhide boots. He had emerald green eyes and brown hair along his head. This was Mezmo Archimedes Mandrake, a wizard in training who was practicing to be the court magician for the royal family of Marheim. Lounging on another chair was Mezmo's pet cat Salem, a feline with fur blacker than the blackest night. Mezmo was currently reading a passage from a large book, so wide that it nearly covered his desk. From within the ancient book, with a brown cover, decorated in assorted jewelry, he carefully studied one particular spell along the sheets.
Alright, this one's just gotta be a good spell for me to try out. Now let's see. Ventus Tibia. This particular musical spell allows its user to control the winds in order to blow in a way that mimics the sound of a woodwind instrument such as a flute, oboe, clarinet, or piccolo. In order to conduct the spell, one must hold their wand upwards, twirl it counterclockwise, and chant the incantation. Sounds simple enough. Wish me luck, Salem. Okay, here it goes. Ventus Tibia! Oh! It's no use! Why can't I ever get any of my spells right? Every time I try a new one, it always gets a sour note. Salem, what am I gonna do? I want to be a good wizard, but I can't perform even the simplest of spells.
At that moment, the doorbell to the front door could be heard ringing from downstairs. Mezmo, hearing this, got out of bed, descended down the stairs towards the front door, and opened the door to see who it was. Standing in the doorframe was a boy close to Mezmo's age. He wore a white button shirt and red tie underneath a button blue vest and matching slacks with brown spats. But the most notable feature on the lad were the goggles around his head with green lenses over a messy pile of brown hair. This was Nikola Thompson, local inventor, so-called crackpot, and Mezmo's best friend.
Oh, hey, Nikola.
Morning, my friend. I was just passing by and thought it would be nice to pay you a visit.
Hear anything on your way here?
You mean that loud, ear-shattering shriek that was strong enough to break glass? Yeah, I heard it. Mrs. Gladstone must be teaching the Wilson's kid to play the recorder again.
Actually, that was me.
Let me guess. Having trouble with the spellbook again?
Yup. Won't you come in?
Sure, I needed to borrow a book from you anyway. Here we are.
Huh. Thunderstorms and Other Natural Phenomena. I like that book too.
Boy, isn't lightning a fascinating thing? Did you know that the strongest force against electrical current is in the very air we breathe?
Really?
Yes, it's because air practically has an ohms reading of infinity. Ohms being the unit of measurement in electrical resistance. That's part of the reason why lightning only appears in short flashes.
Now if only I could master it instead of just doing this. Ow! Dang it!
In due time, my friend. Say, maybe a break from this is in order. It's new magazine day at the newsstand. Why don't we go pick up our favorite magazines and go meet up with Lian?
Sounds like a plan. It's almost time for my royal duties at the castle anyway.
Well then, let's be off.
Moments later, Mezmo and Nikola were walking toward the giant eastern building. While Mezmo kept his magic magazine tucked away in his back pocket, Nikola was reading his. The cover of the magazine read, Cryptic World Monthly. The front cover featured a picture of a strange winged creature and a caption that read, Mystery of the Mothman underneath it.
You don't really think that thing's real, do ya?
Dr. Shanti Arasinji has never lied to her readers before, and photographs are confirmed to be the genuine article.
Look, I could buy the fact that dragons, manticores, centaurs, and minotaurs exist, but a Mothman? That's pretty hard to believe.
That's what she does. She studies the creatures that this world doesn't believe in and knows very little about. That's what being a cryptozoologist is.
Whatever you say.
The two of them finally reached the massive home. While Mezmo remembered to stop at the front gate, Nikola, too deeply engaged in his reading, walked into the surrounding walls.
Ow! Oh, we're here. Splendid.
You okay?
Oh yes, I was just looking at some new photos of the Flankwoods monster. Strange looking little beast to say the very least.
Oi.
Well, that was about as much fun as my last filling. So, do you think she's home?
Suddenly, a giant stone lion statue came flying over the wall and landed behind the two boys with a loud boom.
That would be my answer.
Oh boy, she must be having a fight with her dad again.
The gates swung open and a young girl, obviously of Eastern descent, walked out to greet the two boys. She was about the same age as Mezmo and Nikola, wore her hair up in two tight little buns, with some bangs hanging in front of her face, and was dressed in a bright red dress with golden trim, along with silky white tights and jet black Chinese-style flats. This was Lian Hu, the strangely strong young woman from the Ibex Empire. The reason for her family's move to Marheim still remains a mystery.
Morning, Lian.
Good morning, friends. I hope this day is being kind to you.
I'm guessing we came at a bad time, huh?
Just another argument with my father about these arranged marriages.
Thought so.
Maybe some time away from your home will do you some good.
You might be right, Nikola.
Here, let me put that statue back on your property. Wingardium Leviosa!
The statue began to shake as it lifted into the air. Mezmo was able to get it over the wall before his focus faltered and the statue fell to the ground.
Uh-oh.
It's alright. That thing belonged to my father. He'll just scold some undeserving soul and buy a new one.
So I don't have to worry about him turning me into a pretzel?
I didn't say that much. You best be on your guard.
I think we should be getting to the castle now, before Lian's dad shows up.
Among the best ideas I've heard today.
Mezmo and his friends soon reached the gates to the castle and approached the two guards standing by, carrying long spears. They were dressed in military fashion, a gray cap with a red brush on top, a green coat with a red ribbon buttoned on front, along with two brown belts, white leather gloves, long dark green slacks with gold lines along the sides, and black polished shoes.
Mezmo A. Mandrake, wizard in training to see the king and queen. I brought my friends along too.
Ah yes, your friends. I trust that we'll have no problems from you two.
Oh, no, sir.
Certainly not. This time, at least.
Very well. You may enter.
Be on your best behavior. Well, come on, guys.
The gates opened, allowing Mezmo, Nikola, and Lian to enter the castle. As they walked inside, they were taken aback on how majestic the castle looked as it appeared outside. It was very wide inside the castle. Their footsteps along the marble floor filled the room with echoes. Sunlight shined along the glass chandelier hanging over the throne room as the trio approached the royal figures, sitting atop their thrones, the royal banner hanging behind them on the wall. One figure wore a green and gold crown atop his long brown hair, with a matching goatee. He wore white garbs with green sleeves, a black belt with a gold buckle and matching strap, a long green cape hung over his shoulders, and gray slacks with yellow lines along the black polished shoes. This was King Nathaniel. Sitting next to the king was an even regal-looking queen. She wore a silver tiara with 3 green gems over her short brown hair, a white gown with long white gloves and golden sash, and matching glass slippers. This was Nathaniel's wife, Queen Marylin.
Your Majesties.
Good morning, Mezmo. How go your lessons?
Oh, fine. Fine, sire. How are you?
Lovely as usual. Are you sure everything's just fine?
Of course, your highness. Why do you ask?
Well, young wizard, we had hoped you have been able to handle the basic spells. We are aware you've been struggling for quite some time.
Oh, well, I tried a more complicated spell this morning.
And?
I may have broken a few windows.
We know.
Uh-oh.
Whoa! Looks like it was more powerful than I thought.
Mezmo, we understand that you're still a beginner, but even now, our greatest wizards and spellcasters have all graduated from the mana tree and have since spread out all over. But we feel as though you have yet to master the basic steps before you can tackle the advanced techniques.
Yeah, I know.
Just then, another figure entered the throne room, carrying a rolled-up scroll in one hand. The man was slightly overweight, complete with a round face with a small black mustache and beard, along with a powdered white wig. His attire was clearly derived from the 18th century. A short waistcoat, a full dress shirt with ruffles of fine lace gathered at the waist, knee-length breeches with full front opening, low-heeled shoes fastened with buckles covering silk stockings. This was Chancellor Balthus, the king and queen's royal advisor.
Good morning, your majesties. I'm here with a list of royal duties for... Oh, it's you.
Indeed it is. Glad of you to notice, Chancellor.
Ah, Chancellor Balthus. We were just discussing some important matters regarding Mezmo.
Yes, little troublemaker and his so-called magic tricks. Is today the day you finally exile him from the kingdom, sire? A little joke.
Some joke.
I really don't like that man. There's something not right with him.
Chancellor! We don't feel that whatever Mezmo may have done is anything worth exile.
Like turning my hair into grass?
Darling.
It wasn't funny. Thanks to him, I was forced to shave my head bald.
Must have needed some really big hedge trimmers.
I heard that.
Settle down, everyone! Yes, there is an issue revolving around Mezmo, but luckily, we have prepared a solution that should settle all our problems.
Oh?
Really?
Indeed we do. Mezmo, have you ever heard of Princess Celestia?
The winged unicorn who rules over all Equestria and raises the sun each day? Yeah, who hasn't?
Well, it just so happens that we have arranged a suitable mentor to assist you with your magic. As a matter of fact, one of her best students is highly skilled in the field of magic.
A student of Celestia's to teach me? But Celestia only teaches... Wait! You want me to take lessons from a pony?
Say what you will, Mezmo, but we see strong potential from this pony with magical skills far beyond any we have seen in Equestria.
Have you actually met this pony?
Well, not personally, but from what Princess Celestia has informed us, She may very well be the one who may find the solution to your magic issues.
Oh well, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. So when's she coming to Marheim?
Well, actually, she won't be coming here.
So instead, you'll be staying with her in Ponyville.
What? I have to leave?
But you said Mezmo wouldn't have to be exiled.
It's not exile. This is only temporary. Mezmo will be gone for a while in order to fully control his magic.
Drat!
But how long will I be gone?
Well, that all depends on how fast a learner you are.
In other words, you don't know.
Then I'm never coming back.
Yes!
Don't feel sad, Mezmo. I know you can do it.
Just remember, no matter how long it takes, we'll always be rooting for you. You'll see, you'll be back in your treehouse in no time.
Thanks, guys. So, when do I leave?
This afternoon. Don't worry, Mezmo. Everything will be fine.
Well, if there's nothing more you need of me today, I now take my leave. Good day, your majesties.
Poor Mezmo, I wish there was something we can do.
Well, the only thing you two will have to do is return to your homes and go about your ways.
Actually, Nikola, Lian, we do have a special task that you can do for us.
Huh?
Really, your majesties?
What kind of task?
Back at the Mana Tree, Mezmo sat depressingly in his favorite red chair in the living room, stroking Salem, who lay in his lap.
Me? Leave Marheim? I could never do such a thing. However, if I do leave, I may have a better chance of learning to be a better wizard. But it also means I have to leave behind the two best friends a guy could ask for. Oh, what a rut I'm in.
Greetings, Mezmo.
How are you feeling?
Miserable. In case you didn't hear, I have to leave Marheim this afternoon and probably never come back.
Well, we do have some news for you.
Oh yeah? What?
We'll be helping you with the move and traveling with you to this Ponyville.
Really?
Of course. The Queen herself asked us to help you in any way possible. But we would have done it even without her telling us to.
That's right, because that is what friends do. They help each other through the hard times any way they can.
Thanks, guys. Tell me again about your cart, Nikola.
Well, the cart uses a special gyroscopic stabilizer that uses gravity to keep itself perfectly level and is guaranteed to keep everything perfectly balanced all the way to Ponyville.
Wow! Those are some pretty big words you just used.
Big words are just smaller words pressed together.
Not exactly. Now that's the last of it.
Well, should we get going while there's still daylight to burn?
Sure, if one of you has a map in hand.
Already ahead of you on that.
Great, let's have a look.
Let me see. It says here that the best path we can take to Ponyville will take us through the Everfree Forest.
I've heard of that place.
Oh?
Yeah, my uncle told me about it. An evil witch is supposed to live there or something.
Isn't there any other path?
The only other path would take twice as long, and we are already traveling for 3 days.
Well, better to get there sooner than later, I guess.
Then I suppose we should stay alert and not invoke any evil hexes.
Alright, let's get going.
Ponyville, here we come!
With that, the three friends of the Mana Tree had made their way towards the Marheim city limits and beyond to Ponyville.